priceless experiences. Napa Valley wine tasting, spoiling my women friends. Sitting at the table with millionaires. The narrative is tax loops, accounts offshore squares. It's not allowed.
We are back. What's good, man? Top of the week. How's everybody doing? How was your weekend? Welcome back to Coin Gang. My name is Ken Billions, if you didn't know. Make sure we are live. We are good. What's up, everybody? How you doing? As always, if you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. What's going on with you? Loved ones, how are you? Hopefully, everything is good. Let's get to it. If you can see me, press 1. And if you can hear me, press 2. We follow strict philosophy over here at Coin Gang. We practice top shelf or nothing. And that means everything got to be A1 for us to do what we do. How you guys doing? How you girls doing? It is the top of the week. I'm so thankful for Mondays that we get to do this shit again and again and again and again. Just wanted to let y'all know that y'all came to the right place. You came to the right place if you want that upgraded philosophy. You came to the right place if you want that different kind of thinking. You came to the place if you want a fellowship in the spirit of thought. What's good with y'all? How y'all doing? It's an honor to be here again. If this is your first time here, say what up. How you doing? What's good with you? And we're happy to have you here. Hopefully you can come back and join the family. This is ministry for the abstract mind. This is a safe space for people with that out-the-box philosophy. It's a place where you come in ordinary and you leave extraordinary. You come in one way, you leave another way. You come in sluggish and you come in down and you leave transformed. You are in the right place. This is Coin Gang. You are amongst friends. If you got children, please keep your babies close to you. Keep them close. Get that aux cord. Listen to what they're listening to. Have real conversations. Don't judge your baby. Listen to your baby. Understand your children don't belong to you either. They belong to the world. They just used you as a vehicle and as a vessel to get here. So respect their autonomy. And be patient with the people in your life that you love, because you're not easy to love, and love is not easy. If you're on Facebook, you should have your supporter badge, right? I'm going to say something, and instead of you saying, oh, can I feel you? Go ahead and hit the supporter button. If you on YouTube, the super chat is your friend. You already know how I do. And the Cash App is your friend. Man, yesterday we had an amazing masterclass. It was our first week on how the body builds. If you was in attendance yesterday, how was it? Right? How was it? Was it dope? Was it an experience? Right? Did you learn something? Right? Now the masterclass is only for the members. Members on Facebook, members on YouTube, members on my website, kenbillions.com. We had an amazing conversation. This is a 6-week masterclass. Yesterday was the first one. If you checked it out yesterday, you know what I'm saying? What do you think? How was it for you? Shout out to you, the woman who doesn't exist. That's an interesting name. I seen you in the building yesterday. I appreciate you. Man, did you take something from the masterclass? Dope. Yeah, we did our thing yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The fan was in the building. That is a 6-week masterclass. Yesterday was our first week, you know, and it's only invite only. It's for people that are behind the scenes, that are the members. You know what I'm saying? Great. So we're going to do it next Sunday. And if you want to be a part of that masterclass, you have to be a member. And that masterclass is how the body builds, how to kill the conversation. We're talking about content creation. We're talking about public speaking. We're talking about conversation between peers. Man, we get real surgical, right? Yes, and it is still available for you to join. You're not late, and if you join now, you can go back and rewatch the video, but you have to be a member. There's a membership link there, right? So if you are interested, you can become a Facebook supporter. You can join on YouTube, or you can join on kenbillions.com. We're only 1 weekend, and you will be able to watch the yesterday's build. It was really dope. Appreciate y'all. So you know, week 2 is gonna be crazy. We're gonna keep cooking it up. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep cooking it up. And you know what? I really enjoyed the behind the scenes conversation. You know what I'm saying? My people get a different piece of me that other people don't. You know what I mean? So next Sunday, we rate back at it, and we are going to cook up. All right. So if you're interested in that, just become a member. The people in the chat will help you and instruct you on what to do. You know what I'm saying? It was definitely a group conversation. It wasn't just all about me. All right. So I appreciate everybody that's given that personal testimony. Today, we are talking about unlocking the master key. We're going to talk about, what do you own? Why is ownership important? Okay. What do you own? Why is ownership important? And we're going to talk about there ain't nothing wrong with your aim. There ain't nothing wrong with your aim. You just got to change the target. Your aim is good. You just got to change the target. Now, if you want to know what we do in the masterclass, I'm showing you right now. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with your aim. You just got to change the target. Today's conversation is, our build today is the master key system. The master key system. Now we're going to do something a little different than we normally do today. So how we're going to open up today, I need someone's help. Okay. I need a woman's help. What we're going to talk about right now is distortion. Okay. In the master key system. So I need a woman's help right now, and then I'm going to need a man's help. Okay. So what we're going to talk about is distortion, because today we are going to unlock the master key. We're going to find out what that is. But before we get into it, before we get deep into it, I need some help. So I need a woman to call in right now. Any woman, doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter where you're from, right? So I need you as my Vanna White right now, right? We're going to talk about distortion, but in order to do that, I need your help. So is there any woman out there that will gladly call the phone right now? 520-510-3254. That's how we're going to open up today. We're going to open up with talking about distortion. Okay? 520-510-3254. Any woman, doesn't matter where you're from. You can be new, it doesn't matter. Anybody. Just need one woman. Call the phone. 520-510-3254. Come on. Somebody. 520-510-3254. Come on. This is how we got to get the show going. 520-510-3254. Okay? Any woman, call the phone right now. I need some help. I can't do this exercise without someone assisting me. Any woman. Then I'm going to need a man to call. Any man. All right? 520-510-3254. Come on, somebody. I need to get the show going. I cannot move forward without doing this exercise with someone live. 520-510-3254. All right. Who we got here? This is Ken. Hi. How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. All right. Where you from?
I'm from New York.
New York. Okay. All right. You got to turn me down in the background. Okay. So what we are about to do is distortion. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So make sure you turn me down in the background. All right. Did you turn me down?
Gotcha.
All right. What's your name?
Joanna.
How you doing, Joanna? My name is Ken Billions. How are you? Joanna, I want to ask you a question. Right now, we're about to do distortion. Our topic today is the master key system. And what we're about to do right now is distortion. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Joanna, I want to ask you one question. I want you to be brutally honest. Okay?
Okay.
Joanna, do you think it's okay for a man to hit a woman?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I don't think it's okay for anyone to put their hands on anyone.
Right, but why you don't think it's okay? But why do you think it's okay for a man to hit a woman?
Why do I not think it's okay?
Yeah, tell me what's wrong with that.
I mean, if we're adults, I don't see why violence would be something we'd have to resort to. I mean, unless it's self-defense.
So there's,
And I believe you should be able to communicate or find some other alternative.
So I'll ask a different question. Is it okay for a man to beat a woman?
No, I mean, I would assume beating is the same as some hitting.
Dang,
No.
so you mean to tell me a man that is deeply in love with his wife, he cannot wake up Friday morning and just beat on his wife? That's wrong.
No.
Is that wrong?
Yes.
Okay, and that's your final answer. That's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see a situation where it would be favorable or allowable to beat on another person.
Okay, so Joanna, what we're doing right now is distortion, right? So what we're doing right now is we're about to show the difference between what to think and how to think. Now, my question that I asked you, was it okay for a man to beat a woman? You said no, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, is it okay for a man to hit a woman? You said no, right?
Yes.
Okay. Most women would say no. Now, Joanne, I'm going to ask you this question now. Is it okay for a man to hit a woman with a pillow?
In a playful manner.
Right, right. Is it okay for a man
I
to
guess we'd have to define what the context, like you're saying, hitting with a pillow under the context of playing is different from hitting violently. So I guess we'd have to define the context.
Now you see you're going into
like you could beat her in a game, beat her physically, like beat her and mentally challenged. Like how are we defining beat and hit?
Okay. So what you're doing right now, Joanna, is how to think. Now, question, how come you didn't do that when I first asked you? Is it okay for a man to beat a woman?
Because I'm here trying to close out my computer working, and I wasn't completely tapped in immediately.
Okay, no.
When I first called in, I'm just closing my work up.
All good.
Yeah, as you started talking, I, focused on what you were saying.
All good. Okay, so look, what you did is what most people would do, right? As we started talking, you begin to open up in how to think, right? I said, is it okay for a man to hit a woman? The initial answer for most people is going to be no. I could say, if it's okay for a man to beat a woman, the initial answer for most people is going to be no. That's appalling. No one is going to say, what do you mean? Hit a woman with what? Hit a woman how? Are they water balloon fighting? Are they pillow fighting? If I say, is it wrong for a man to beat a woman? And then someone says no, but what if I was going to say beat a woman at Connect Four, or beat a woman in a race, or beat a woman in chess, right? Or checkers? That's because people only deal with binary thinking. Okay. And it's distortion. So distortion is, I only said beat a woman, and it's distortion, right? Because people assuming that I'm talking about violence. Okay. Now understand, this happens all day long in the media. It happens in the newspaper. It is a form of manipulation because people don't know how to listen. Now, Jawan, I'm going to ask you a second question. Okay. Now what we're doing is now, mind you, we're dealing with how to think. So listen to the question. Is it okay for a wife to feed her husband?
To feed him?
Yes.
I mean, I guess it would be the same context. Feed what?
Exactly. Feed a woman, feed her husband what? Because it could be poison, right? It could be anything.
Healthy food, horrible food, poison.
Now, now, depending on what kind of community you come from, Joanna, you know that people don't ask these kind of questions, right?
Right.
Right. So when it's a question or there's conflict going on, people don't look for the nuance. They don't ask further questions. They assume what it is and they automatically map it with a certain image in their mind, right? So now I asked you a second question, and your first thing was what? Feed a husband what? You feel me?
Right.
You see the difference?
Right.
So I want you to do that in your day to day. You probably already do it, but I want you to do that in your day to day. When somebody is talking, before you create a picture in your head, ask them to go into detail what they mean, right? And then so there's a thing in neuro-linguistic programming called chunking down. If you don't understand the first time, keep chunking down, meaning, can you explain that more? What do you mean by that? Right? You want them to talk in the most simplistic way, right? And you keep asking them, what do you mean? Can you explain that more? I see what you're saying, but could you elaborate more? And if you did that, do you think more conversations would turn out better?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what
I
we
mean, if people have the patience to do that, some people, they are turned off by that and shut down. But absolutely, more people have the patience to go further.
So what we just did, that's called distortion, Joanna. So if you say, Ken, I want to feed you, and my first thing is say, oh, you're trying to kill me, you're trying to feed me poison, huh? What I'm doing is distorting what you're saying. So we distort and we generalize, right? We distort, we generalize, we speak in generalities, and we speak in distortions, right? We just kill conversations. Joanna, I thank you for calling, beloved. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to Joanna. Now I need a dude to call me. Any dude, doesn't matter. We can be enemies, does not matter. I need a guy to call now. Shout out to Joanna for calling. We are working on distortion right now. Does everybody see how distortion works? Because if you don't understand it, you can be played by the media, you could be played by headlines, you could be played by clickbait. Okay. What I'm going to do today is help you get out of binary thinking so you can unlock the master key, right? Understanding distortion is a way for you to unlock the master key. Use your mind. Logic is to think about thinking, okay? The art of thinking, right? So I need a guy to call real quick, 520-510-3254. 510 520-510-3254. Real quick, right? Any guy, doesn't matter. We can be friends, enemies, doesn't matter. Give me a call real quick. I want to do this exercise with a dude. real quick. So that was distortion, right? You need to ask more, right? Beat a woman how? Immediately, it went to violence. That's distortion. We do that all day long. We hear something and distort it, and then we generalize it, right? All right. See who we got here. This is Ken. What's going on?
What's going on, man? I'm turn my speaker down.
All right. Good? I'm good, man. What's up, bro? Where you from?
I'm living in Missouri, man.
Missouri, okay.
Media, Sean Brown, man.
What's up, Sean? Nice to meet you, bro.
What's going on, man?
All right. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
So we're talking about distortion right now, okay? You understand the first part, what I did with the young lady, right?
Okay.
Right? Did you get it? You understand?
Yeah, I understand a little bit.
All right, you understand. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. I'm about to show you something and ask you a question, right?
All right.
All right. This is the Bulls team when they won 72 games, right? You see anything wrong with this picture?
I'm just seeing you talk right now.
Oh, you don't see nothing. Okay, what about you? Tell me when you see the picture.
Yeah, I see.
You see the picture. All right. Anything wrong with this picture?
I mean, it's looking like a regular picture to me. You got your management in the back, team in the front.
Okay. All right. Is this racist?
I don't see it as racist because you got your top little players in the front, sitting up in the front right there.
Okay.
Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman.
You got Rodman, Pippen, Kukoc, Wennington. You got Robert Parrish.
White's up in there.
Yeah, for sure. But is this picture racist?
The only way I would look at it as racist is this: when you're looking at the management at the top, I don't see no black person. But other than that, no, I can't see what you could assume that there was racism there.
Okay, so let me ask this. So what you say your name was again, bro?
Sean Brown.
Sean. Okay. Did you just distort the picture a little bit?
Did I distorted it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, because you said if it is racist, then you started to go about the management, right?
Yeah.
Right.
If you're gonna take that route with it, yeah. If you're gonna look at it from that perspective, you can say, well, there's no black people in management at the top up there.
Okay.
So if you go that route with it, then I can see why you would say that there's some type of racial element included into that or involved. But if you look at it from the players, you got a nice little mixture of black and white players. I mean, I don't see nothing out of the norm with that.
Now, if I did that, would I be distorting the picture? If I said, man, ain't no black people in management, something got to be wrong. That's distortion, huh?
There's some factors there. I mean, was there a qualified black person that could have been in position at the time?
Now,
was there anybody that could have qualified to be in management at that time?
That's a good question. Here's the thing, though. What if I'm wrong? Then it's just, oh well, right? Right. What if I'm wrong? What if there's nothing wrong with this picture? Now you could be right, but what if I'm wrong and I'm the one raising the questions about this? How come you don't got no guys in management? What if no blacks tried to get the position?
Exactly.
Right. So that's distortion.
Or what if they tried to get a black person in management, but they wanted to go with another team, or they didn't want the position?
That's possible.
Or the salary wasn't right.
That's now what you're doing right now, bro, is how to think. How to think, right? So usually we're trapped in what to think. Now I'm gonna show you something else, right? We're talking about distortion, okay?
All right.
Right? This the Tampa Bay Devil Rays team. They won the championship. Any racism in here?
I don't see the picture yet. Let me see.
All right.
Okay.
You see the picture? Any racism?
I mean, I can't see anything other than I see less black players than white players.
Okay. Now, bro, in the top left corner, their dude all the way in the back. You see what he's doing with his finger?
Yeah.
If I go and say he's throwing up an Illuminati symbol, am I distorting this?
Without knowing a little bit more information, yeah, I think you could be reading into it.
Now, you know, people.
Because that's a typical. Because if you look around and you look at a lot of pictures, especially when white boys are like excited and stuff like that, they throw up that sign a lot.
Right.
They throw up that sign a lot. You'll see that a lot, and I think I don't know if this guy is if you look in his center, I can't see his other finger, but it looks like he's throwing up that sign, and you got two dudes in the middle on the right hand side. They're kind of throwing up that sign too.
Now let me ask you this, bro. What happens if I'm the person in a position of power, and whether that be media, or I'm an organizer, or I'm a leader, and I distort things and then I give out information? So what I'm saying is I look at this picture, then my eye goes right to the top left, right? What if he's not doing that? But in my mind, I need to make it look like that though. And I'm distorting. And then I have millions of followers. You see the problem with that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You see the problem? Because what if he doesn't know anything about that? Right? But what I'm doing is distorting a picture and making it mean what I want it to mean.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. We do that on a day-to-day basis, bro, with conversations, with images. We distort things based on what's going on in our own head. So the conversation today is the master key system. And what we are doing right now is how to think. And you're actually showing it right now in how to think, because you're investigating a little more and not going with the first initial thing. All right, so that's what's up. Show you something else. That's John Lynch. You remember John Lynch?
Let's see.
All right, so
It's taking a little while for your
okay.
thing to refresh.
You see it now? So this white man is tackling this black man. Is this white man? Is this racism? He's being physical.
Man, you know he's doing what he's supposed to be doing.
But hold on, bro. Is this not racism? Because look what he's doing to that black. Look what he's doing to that black man. This not racism?
Man, he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Oh, so if it's here, it's not racism. But if this was on the street, then this would be racism possibly then, huh?
That's what they would say, yeah.
Man, you see, look, this is the power of media, right? Because this is a black man. Now, what if John Lynch in his mind is like, I got you, nigger? When does it become racist?
If we verbalize that and we get that on tape, yeah, then there's some racial element there, but as long as he keep that shit quiet.
So if he thinks it, it's not racist. If he's thinking it.
Yeah, because I can't tell what that man's thinking. But if after this scene he goes on the media or he tells somebody and it gets leaked, then we can look at racism.
Okay. So here's the thing.
But if he keeps it on the low, we good.
So look, bro, as a content creator, I can make this racist.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And people will follow and listen to me what I'm saying, right? And I can persuade them, right? I can use buzzwords and I can talk with passion and I can begin to make them think that this football game, that there's some type of impression involved in it. Right? Okay. All right, got another one for you. Oh,
that's what a lot of people be doing, a lot of content creators be doing to get their numbers up, because this is what people, when you switch it, that's what people want to hear.
Now this is gonna be a tough one for you, because look at the position I put the black man in. Kurt Angle got Booker T in the ankle lock submission. Ooh, is this racist? Ooh, it's very triggering right here.
I don't know these characters, man. Is that dude that's holding the leg? Is he?
He's a wrestler. Yeah, that's Kurt Angle, right? And that's Booker T.
Where's he from? He black or what is he?
So that's okay. His label would be a white dude, right? And the dude on the bottom is Booker T, right? These were professional wrestlers, right?
Right.
And Kurt Angle got Booker T in his finishing move.
Right.
Right. Is this racist?
Once again, man, this is wrestling, right?
This is wrestling. Yeah, they're in the ring.
Yeah, they entertaining, man. So he doing what he's supposed to do. Giving the crowd what they want. He's doing his job, man.
So I can make this racist, huh?
Yeah, you probably could.
Man, do you see? So if we took this, now this is a wrestling match, bro. And if we made this into something else with no further evidence, what that's called is distortion. And what we do on a regular basis, we delete. And deletion is we cancel out all information and go with what we feel. And then we distort. We cancel out information and go with what we feel. And then we generalize. All right?
I agree with you on that. That's what we do. Yeah.
All right.
The majority of us is doing.
I'm going to show you another picture. Right?
Okay.
What now? Tell me when you see this right here. Because today we're going to unlock the master key. Tell me when you see this.
Is you getting this from Charles Fennell?
I'm sorry?
Charles Fennell, who wrote the master key system?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Book, so
okay. Yes, sir.
Trying to figure out okay, I got police. Okay.
All right. So what you're looking at happened in my neighborhood recently. Okay.
Okay, and that's a black man, right?
That's a white man.
Oh, that's a white man with his arms up.
Yeah, that's a white man, right?
Okay.
He lost his life this day, right? That's a female cop right there. He walked towards her. What he has in his right hand is a vape pen.
Right? Could have been a knife, right? Could be interpreted as a knife.
She shot him dead in his chest a couple times. Center mass, right? He was unarmed, right? Now, when it got reported, this is in my area. When it got reported, it said police killed man, unarmed man with a vape pen.
It didn't say black or white.
They didn't say nothing. They just said man. Okay. They just said man. When they said man,
assumed that it was a black person that she killed, right?
No. When they said man, I knew he was a white man. Right? Now here's the thing. Is she what's misandrous? Does she hate men?
Ooh.
Does she hate?
This is a sticky one because this is sticky right
it's
here.
Sticky, right?
I can see it that how the majority would say she's a man hater.
You can, right?
Yeah,
you can say that
off the rip.
You can.
Off the rip. I wouldn't think like that because I would have to have more facts. But
right?
Yeah, I can see what the majority of people would be like. She's a man hater.
Right. Okay. Now she might not like guys with bald heads too, right? Her father could have had a bald head and he abused her. Right, and when she seen him, he triggered. So we can take this story. It's just a picture, and we can distort it in any way we want. But one of the distortions we say and generalizations we do, this right here doesn't happen to white men. Don't we say that?
Yeah, exactly.
This white woman killed this white man, and there's a video of it, and all he was doing was walking very slow to her. She shot him immediately.
That's the reason why it'd be easier, because this rarely happens. It'd be easier to assume that she's a man hater or that she has some type of traumatizing experience in her life which caused her to do that.
I'm gonna show you one more thing. All right. You tell me when you see it, and you tell me who that is. You tell me who this person is. You see it?
Yeah, I see him.
You know who that is, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to put that image out there, but you know what the image is, right?
Right.
Was this racist?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, how do you know?
Well, I don't know exactly for a fact, but there's some evidence and information that he knew George before this incident. So, depends on how you look at it. Could have been jealousy, could have been whatever. Like I said, I don't know the exact facts because I wasn't there. I don't know them personally. But from to my lack of understanding of my information, there was more to it. There was more of an intimate relationship there than what a lot of people know.
Okay, so what's your final answer? Was this racist?
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Definitely. Beyond question.
All right. But you can't prove it though, right?
No,
okay.
Definitely. I can't prove it.
Let's go back to this picture right here. Tell me when you see it.
Okay.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
Is the dude that got the black man in the ankle lock, is he a racist?
I can't see it because that's their profession. That's what they get paid to do.
Right.
That's different. You don't get paid to just put your knee on somebody until they die. These are entertainers.
What if he killed him in the ring?
And whether it was Superfly Jimmy Snooker, if you go back to that, whatever.
Yeah.
We've been seeing this move.
Right.
This is not a new move. You see what I'm saying?
So what I'm saying is I can make this racist if I want.
Oh yeah.
Right? Okay. Here's the thing. Right? How come this is just not a dude that is terrible at his job right here? right? How come this is just not a guy that he did his job terribly? And who said it was racist? Because the information is being filtered to people, right? So people are taking their cue from other people, right? People
Right.
in media, pastors,
The
right?
collective, yeah.
The collective, right? So
Right,
we get the information and we're told what to think about the situation, not how to think about the situation,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
So we don't know what this was. So the educated guess is, hey, he did his job terribly. And we would have to gather some intel to say if it was something else, like going in his house, finding Mein Kampf in his library and following Third Reich, finding Third Reich information and finding
or checking the history to see if he has not the murder aspect, but if he has other incidents of doing activities, towards other Black people.
Okay, so
we'll check his history, his record.
All right.
If he had any violations, not as severe as this one, but if he had previous violations,
okay,
which you can look at and say, well, if he continues acting like this, eventually he's going to do something devastating like this in the future.
All right. So I'm gonna show this picture one last time. So when it comes up, what if I could show you 5 different Black men that this dude done had in this situation right here?
Mm-hmm.
Would I be able to draw a correlation and be like, this dude is racist? He puts Black men in this finishing move right here.
If he did it in a wrestling match, no, he's doing his job. He's doing what he's paid to do. I give him a pass on this.
So guess what, beloved? This, right, and this, the picture that's about to show up for you right now, and this, it's whatever the person in control of the narrative says it is.
I agree with you on that.
Right? So what we're doing today is how to think about something. Because you may be right. This may have been racist. And then what if it's not, though? Okay? So, and that's the thing, bro. We don't never deal with the what if it's not. And the reason why that's important is because when you come from low income environments, situations escalate very quickly, right? Young men lose their lives because they don't know how to think about something. Young women are getting their face slashed and their lives are being ruined from fighting with other women because things go 0 to 100 very quickly because people don't know how to think. So what people do is delete, and what a deletion is there's a lot of information and we delete that information to go with something very narrow, right? With what we want it to be, right? And we distort, we look at a picture, we look at a scenario, and whatever our mind is, wherever our mind is made up at, we'll go there even though the picture doesn't say anything. And then we'll generalize. The generalization is, you know what? Only people from marginalized communities, this happen, something like this picture right here happens to. I live in the burbs, bro. This was right in my neighborhood right here. This picture right here with this woman and this man, right? Everybody's homeowners over here. You know what I'm saying? She shot him very quickly. And he had a vape pen in his hand. But guess what, though? When they reported it on the news, they didn't say white man. They said man. Now, let me tell you this picture right here. Let me tell you why it becomes racial. It becomes racial because they said white cop kills unarmed Black man. You see the spin?
Yeah.
Now, when it's framed like that, what do you think it does in people's minds?
Yeah, I feel you on that one.
Right? You see how to think? Right? Yo, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you calling in.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, so remember,
you're a genius, dog. You're a genius.
I appreciate you.
Bro.
Remember, it's delete and know this in conversations, bro. When you're talking to somebody, pay attention to, try it today. See if they delete the information you're saying and go with something regarding their feelings. see if they distort an image, see if they distort a scenario, right? And then see if they generalize. Right now, people speak in mass generalizations. I'll give you an example. Men do this. Men don't like X, Y, and Z. Women do this. Women don't like. In a world of 7 billion people, and the average person has not met 10,000 people in their life, how do they know what men and women do? They only know what their peer group does.
Right.
Right? Hey, I appreciate your time, fam.
All right, now. You have a good one.
You
man.
too. Shout out to the bro. Shout out to the sis for calling in. What we are doing, right? What we are doing is talking about the master key system. But to really get to the master key system, we got to remove all the cobwebs, right? We got to remove all the cobwebs. Okay? So we have to go to binary thinking. All wrong, all right. Now, when you come from an urban environment, the reason why things escalate, so quickly is because we are faced with situations and we interpret everything as disrespect. Oh, that gotta be disrespectful. You meant to hurt me. That's the only reason you did that. You meant to hurt my feelings. You meant to tell my business. You meant to play me, right? So changing your thinking would offer more grace in situations, because how do you know that person meant to harm you? How do you know that person meant to step on your toes? How do you know they meant to play you? But where we from, everything is 0 to 100 very, very, very quickly. It's like we run out of words and go to violence ASAP, because we don't know how to think. We only know what to think. And what to think is getting us in a lot of trouble. It is ruining our lives, and people's sons and nephews are doing football numbers in jail because they don't know how to think about a situation. Now, if you're coming from lower income environment, you can only think about things 2 ways. That's how you're trained. It's either all wrong or all right. No in between. It's all wrong or all right. There is no nuance. Things don't never begin to shade into each other, right? People don't go, let me think about that for a second. Let me sit with that. We usually go with the first thought. The reason why that is because, I'm going to say it, right? A lot of the people from the urban environment or lower income areas don't read, right? A lot of people don't read, okay? Because when you read, right, you begin to notice that you have an inner person, right, that is taking over. You can process this information without opening your mouth. Okay, a lot of people don't read, so it's very entertainment based, songs and dancing, and the church is a lot of is the place that we engage with first, and the church is about an emotional experience. So we grow up as boys and girls carrying that same emotion. The religion is not an intellectual religion. It's not a thinking type of religion. People don't even graduate in the religion to the theology of the religion or the mysticism of the religion. They take it very, very, very literal, and they're stuck in the emotional component of the religion. This is why when we go there, we see grandma dancing. We see our uncle shouting and dancing and speaking in tongues, and you got the organ and you got the drums. It's very emotional, but you're not taught how to think. So you never even ask yourself, how did a woman talk to a serpent? If they could do that, then they would do that now. How did a person gather all the animals from around the world, even far countries, right? Continents that you can't even reach? How do they all get on one boat? And if you do that as a child, they're going to call you a heretic, or they're going to say you're blaspheming, or they're going to tell you that you need to pray on it. That institution is very brutal on a child's imagination. Okay? because these babies be asking questions and we automatically tell the 5-year-old, the 6-year-old, the 7-year-old, you know what, pray on it, right? And we tell them things like Santa Claus, he's going to come through the chimney, but we don't have a chimney. Do you see what we do to the child's brain? You know what I'm saying? The babies have questions. You know what I'm saying? And look what we do. We tell 5, 6, 7-year-olds to pray on it. Then we tell them same people to go start families and be productive parents. But we snatch their innocence from them, and we never taught them how to look at something, right? Our answers are based on right and wrong. It's based on something programmed, right? Go to school, get good grades. How? By doing intelligent things? No. Read the book, give the answers, right? There goes the hamster wheel right there. Hamster wheel. Find a job, work there 40 years, retire, die. Next people in, right? Meanwhile, we leave a trail of tears and we don't know how to have relationships because we don't know how to think. So what you're seeing right now with this white and black is binary thinking, right? So after this conversation today, I want to help you graduate out of binary thinking. There is more than 2 ways to look at something. Notice we got a 2-party system. Does it look like it's working? Right? It's either this or that, up or down, God or devil, in and out. No, it's more nuanced than that. So binary thinking, this is how it works. Let me try to explain it. So binary thinking, Western systems of meaning making. So when we are left, right, up, down, what we are doing is trying to make meaning of something, right? And when we pick a position in the binary thought, what we're saying is the other one is less than, right? Okay, a woman sharing a man, she gotta have low self-esteem. What if she just like that? You know what I'm saying? A dude wears a pink shirt. Oh yeah, he got to be homosexual. Damn. Like you see where we go already? Like that's the only thing it could be, right? A woman with an alternative lifestyle with a man, she automatically has self-esteem. She doesn't love herself. How do you know that? What information do you use to gather on this human being to automatically say they have low self-esteem because that's the preferred relationship dynamic for them? Or that guy, you know what? He dresses a little flamboyant. He got to be fruity. Really? Because he chose those clothes? You know what I'm saying? What if he just grew up a friend of fashion designers and shit? Right? What if that was his household? What if that's how his daddy dressed? But they're heterosexual men, right? So what we do in binary thinking, we choose a side, and the side we choose, it cancels out the other side, right? Good. Okay, so evil is automatically bad, right? Except when we need to use evil for good, right? Stealing is very bad until you're starving. You see? Oh, how could you do that? How could you steal? You're a bad person. Is it still wrong if the woman did it because the husband passed away and she got twin babies and she can't work? Is it still wrong? Right? See, evil is bad until we need it to do good. Because let this system collapse right now. You will do evil for good reasons. You see? Now you want grace now you want nuance now. You see how it goes? Everybody in this chat will do evil for a good reason. You will do something bad for a good reason, right? If your wife was sick, dying on her deathbed, and she needed a certain type of medication, but in order for you to get that medication, you had to commit a criminal act. A lot of husbands are going to do it. Right? And now you want some understanding, right? But the only time y'all want this kind of understanding is when things get all the way low. But why can't you just train your mind in peacetime for that already? How come you can't extend that grace in conversations at work, or conversations with family, or conversations in relationships? What if, right, that person, how they're treating you, it's not personal? What if they have a character thing with them? You automatically think they meant to do that. Some people have character flaws they need to work on, but you interpret it as, no, that's personal. You just don't like me. All right. So systems of meaning making: day, night, white, black, man, woman, north, south, developed, underdeveloped, right? Difference is the basis to meaning making, right? One term is powerful by virtue of defining the other as different. The power to classify, define, and make knowledge about and other contributes to their subjectification and marginalization. Do you know that's how racism works? Like real racism. You know how that's how xenophobia works, right? I'll give you an example. When the conquistadors so-called discovered America, right? When they was coming to the Americas, not just them, but the Vikings too. People from European descent, when they came to America, right? Those Europeans only understand hierarchy and feudalistic culture, right? Kings at the top, right under, you got nobles and lords and priests, and then you got the knights, then you got peasants, right? Private property, okay? Monotheism, okay? When those people came to indigenous cultures from around the world, they did not have nuance for what they were looking at. Indigenous cultures from around the world didn't have land ownership because they didn't believe that you can own the land, okay? A lot of those cultures were polygynous. They were also polyamorous. A lot of those cultures, you ever heard it takes a village to raise a child? Where do you think that comes from? That comes from not knowing who the child belongs to. Okay? Monogamy in the way that we understand it is from another continent. But that kind of system or family dynamic wasn't actually all the way practiced in the context here in the Americas. So when the Jesuits came to these people, they had binary thinking. Oh no, you're barbaric. How come you don't got no clothes on? It's hot. How come this man is not ruling over this woman? Because we're all free. Right? You mean to tell me you're dancing trying to make it rain? That's devil worship. How come you're not praying when your loved one gets sick? Instead, you're giving them herbs. No, that's devil worship. Same with voodoo, right? If you know, anything regarding nature is considered negative. That's because binary thinking was applied to indigenous peoples. You have to be barbaric. You have to be devilish, right? Those people thought in terms of hierarchy. Someone has to be over another person. Someone has to be over the woman, and God has to be over the man. And they brought a different system of government where property had more rights than people. Okay? But when you live in an abundant culture, hey, the land belongs to everybody. If we kill a thing, we eat the entire thing. Okay, so indigenous people didn't hunt buffalo for the sake of hunting it. If they killed it, they not only ate it, they wore it too. They just didn't go mowing down things. Now, this is not to put down other groups of people, but when you have culture clashes, how one group of people thinks, if they win, you begin to think like them too. So now in the West, we see the world through a binary lens. We only can see things in good or bad, right or wrong. What you're doing is bad. What I'm doing is good, right? Notice, God is good, the devil is bad. But is that true though? Is God good and the devil bad? Is that true? Right? So we're going to get into that in a second because we're going to unlock the master key. And we're going to find out what the master key is. What is the master key? Right? Because the master key is not a gift that I have, right? It's not a gift that Albert Einstein has. It's a gift that every one of us has if you know how to use it, right? And we're going to talk about more. We're going to talk more about the master key right after this quick break. Don't go nowhere. Hey, check this out. Don't make me the last person that you pay on your list. You paying everybody else. Don't come here when you finish paying everybody else and think you could listen to me for free. You got $1. You got $5. You got 10. You got 50. You got $100. Put it on the wood. Don't come to me and listen to me for free and take all this game and change your life and then go invest and pay people that ain't never did shit for you. You coming over here for a reason, and I give you what you need every single time. So, fair exchange, no robbery. You gotta put something down to pick something up. I'm doing my job, so do yours. Value for value. Put it on the wood. So, did you know that there's different ways to think about a thing, right? When you look at something, there's a few ways you can go with it. Did you know that? Did you know that you don't have to be caught up in all right, all wrong thinking? Did you know that? Did you know there's nuance to the thought? Did you know that? Right? Did you know that? What type of thinker are you? Concrete, divergent, analytical, sequential, holistic, convergent, creative, critical. So you can look at a system, you can look at something in a concrete way. You can look at something in a divergent way. You don't have to be one thing. Remember, this is nuance. You can look at something in an analytical way, or the sequential way, or a holistic way, or a convergent way, or a creative way, or a critical way, right? It's not one type of thought. It's many ways to look at a situation. Okay? What I want you to do, look at this list. We'll go through them. And I want you to try to analyze or look into or locate what kind of thinking you use. Are you a concrete thinker? Are you a divergent thinker? Are you an analytical thinker? Are you a sequential thinker? A holistic thinker? A convergent thinker? A creative thinker? Or a critical thinker? But you don't have to be a binary thinker. You have options, right? You don't have to be locked into this or that, up or down. Okay? So, analytical thinker. Let's get into it. So we can unlock the master key. What is analytical thinking? Analytical thinking is one that allows you to divide a problem into smaller parts that you then identify, categorize, and analyze in order to reach a solution. Although it's usually used when solving mathematical problems or scientific approaches, it can also be useful for making decisions and solving conflicts. Okay? What are the characteristics of analytical thinking? The main characteristics of analytical thinking are following. It's based on evidence and not emotions. Oh, wow. It's based on evidence and not emotions. Is this racist? Because when this image came out, I seen a lot of emotions. I seen people pick up destruction of property charges over this. Someone told us what this was and people acted on it. But Was that analytical thinking? Because analytical thinking is what? It's questions what, how, and why. A methodology is followed and the details are analyzed. It encourages development of investigative skills as well as the logical organization of ideals and thoughts. Divide the problem into small parts that allow you to understand its structure, how they're related to each other, and if they're relevant or not. The people that run the world think like this. The people that run the world, they have a different behavior than the masses. The reason why their behavior is different is because their thinking is different. Now, when we talk about the elite, we often talk about them in a very nefarious way, that they're drinking blood or they're doing something behind the scenes and they're adrenochrome and all that, right? One thing we never say is, yo, are these people smart? Because you have to be smart for your family to be in power for hundreds of years, right? Generation after generation after generation, particular bloodlines are the ones that are calling the shots and setting the tone for the way that you and I live. What kind of thought process do they have? Images are important. So when I put this here and you're like, yeah, it's racist. Well, what kind of thinker are you? How do you know it is? Someone told you it was, right? And wasn't it the same people that always show up on your TV screen, right? If you didn't have a TV and you didn't have media, you would be forced to look at an image like this and draw your own conclusion. And you would only do that by gathering evidence. Or you would decide that you don't care about it at all. Because if you can't gather evidence about the situation, you're not going to try to give an opinion about something that you don't know, especially when the information you're getting about the situation is coming from programming. And they have producers. You see how I just played a commercial? The things that you watch run commercials. How could it all the way be true if there's advertising in the middle of it? Of what you're looking at. Okay? Over here at Coin Gang, we're going to help people to see how to look at something. And whatever you think about it, that's what it is. We'll put our ideals in a pot. And whatever position you land at, you're going to land at that position because you studied, right? But you got to understand you're watching movies with characters and they bring in experts. And because you're watching them on that square, you automatically elevate their position and think and raise them to a level as if they know what they're talking about. And they tell you what to think. They told you this was racist. And what did you do? Right? People ran out in massive groups, even though they said there's a global pandemic going on, right? Let's just take that literally. So people were risking their health for something that someone else told you how to feel about it. Analytical thinkers would not do that. Okay? Then you have creative thinking. All right. Let me see. Did I miss something? It is a skill that can be practiced and nurtured. In that sense, we can say that it refers to the faculty of conceiving new innovative ideals capable of breaking with established norms. In contrast to the previous type of thinking, it involves unusual or unconventional ways of approaching and finding a solution to a problem. Likewise, there's scientific evidence that this ability should be awakened and enhanced during the years of schoolings. What are creative thinking's characteristics? People with this type of thinking can be characterized by the following aspects: seeking to create something new, challenging established principles, focusing on the possibilities and not the probabilities, rejecting the obvious alternatives and taking risks, being flexible and elaborating with precision. I will be honest with you. Those people that are talking about social justice as it is are not creative thinkers. To label something in 2022 in the information age with technology in your hand, white supremacy is not creative at all. Since our paradigm is different, you have to rename things and take another look at something to decide, is it still that? You can't take things from the analog space and bring it into the digital space and call it the same thing. Because if it is something real, it would have mutated by now and it's something else. So if it's something else, you can't call it the old thing, because if it has changed what it was, then the behavior of it is different as well. You need creative thinkers in the social justice place, because this is the thing. What happens if you actually get what you're asking for? What are you going to do then? What happens if you get this freedom that you're talking about? That's a skill set. What happens if you get rich? So you don't have to train to be poor. You have to train to be rich. What happens if you get the reparations? What if it's more than you thought it would be? And it's in a lump sum? What are you going to do? Right? You want to have creative and innovative men and women, preferably young people, in these spaces. The problem is, in certain communities, no disrespect to elders, reverence for the elders, but some of them are in the way of young people, right? There's men and women with fresh ideals, and those ideals can't rise to the top because of the symbol of old people, right? Their body is just not old. Their mindset is old as well. We are dealing with augmented reality. We are dealing with virtual reality. How come that old guard is still there? Where is the next, right? 80-year-old people holding these positions of power, 90-year-old people holding these positions of power. And this is not the world that they're going to live in, this what they're trying to shape. They're focused on their own legacy, right? What does racism look like in the land of automation? Like, you got to call it something else. The reason why it can't be called something else is because the people labeling it are 90 years old and 80 years old. They are not looking through a 21-year-old's eyes at the world because they don't care to, right? Especially when you come from certain cultures where just because they're old, their word is law, right? And they're allowed to come with ideals and philosophies and present them even if they don't work. But on the strength of them being old and the strength of them being elders, we're going to let something ride that clearly doesn't work and clearly is not in the best interest of the youth. So if you are a creative thinker, man, woman, 18, 19, 40, I don't give a damn. If you are a creative thinker, this is your time now, because you have the tools at your disposal to create a world that people from the past could never even fathom of. You have a computer in your pocket, right? Google is God. Whatever you ask it, it's going to serve you, right? You got the ability to change the world in terms of energy, right? It's going to be you that's coming with the car batteries. We're not even going to use gasoline no more. Everything is going to be electric. That's you with the solar panels, right? That's you figuring out different ways of agriculture, right? Take your spot, right? And these elders that are holding on to the symbolism of leadership, they got to sit down, right? And we got to be respectful, but at the same time, fade to black and go into council, like an elder should. Get your ass off the stage. Then you have critical thinkers. This is important because the critical thinking is not promoted in a collective or an environment that is extremely emotional. Everything is feelings based because things run through the filter of music, ministry, and media. So your brain is turned off. And the more critical thinking you are, they call it mental gymnastics, and people tune you out, right? If you rap with a critical thinking style, you're not popular. In fact, the more complex you are in your conversation, in your thinking, in your delivery, you become weird. But critical thinkers run the world and they set policy for you and I, right? Critical thinking is the ability to analyze and evaluate the information that exists on a subject and then to clarify whether it's truthful and thus form a judgment about it. It dismisses the assumption and allows us to discern if what they're telling us is true or not. Let me go back to this again. Critical thinking. 2 years ago this time, young men and women were outside risking their freedom for something that they didn't know if that's what it really was or not. Risking their freedom now. Girls with babies at home left those babies to go in the street, right? To ride for something that they believed in. The only problem is the filter that they got the information from. They don't know if it was true or not. Raise your son and your daughters to be critical thinkers, even against you. Sure, it's going to get on your nerves because they're asking why. Dad, why am I doing this? Mom, why am I doing this? Right? And we actually are very proud that we be like, yeah, I asked my mama why, and I got popped in the mouth. Why are we proud of that? Right? You know, you do that to a little boy, then you grow up and you expect him to have emotional development or emotional intelligence to raise a family, right? And if his lady asks, babe, I don't understand, he slaps her. Come on now. You think people just all of a sudden transform into something new? It starts as a kid, right? What's wrong with telling the child, hey, we're going to do it like this because? Why is it just because I said so? What you're teaching your child is to be finessed, especially when they go out into the world and they find people that are charismatic. You want to unlock the master key in your baby right now, right? Hey, mom, why do you like the men that you like? Because I do. Mind your business. Stay in the child's place. That ain't gonna work. That is not going to work. And there's a generation of people that was raised like that was told to shut up and don't ask questions about anything. Then, right, triggered through this, when that young girl winds up hooking up with an older man because the man is talking to her and asking her opinion about things, right? You're tripping. You're flipping. Well, next time your daughter comes to you and she wants to have a conversation about the world and about life, you better give it to your baby. For an older man, give it to your baby. You ain't got to believe me. That's fine, right? Your child is developing, ain't she? She's going to go out in the world and she's going to talk to somebody. Now, you can live in a world and act like this shit is not happening if you want to. You were warned. Talk to your daughter, man. Right? Let your daughter know that you're not perfect. Let your daughter know that, look, I'm growing with you, right? I'm learning this mother thing with you. The reason why you want to have that conversation with your baby is to take your daughter out of binary thinking, right? And showing your humanity to your child will help your baby in the long run. A lot of y'all push your daughters into these men. Then you're surprised. Oh my God, he took advantage of my baby. Yeah, two things could be true. Yeah, he did. He seen something vulnerable and he went in on it. Right? How she get out there though? She got out there because she's smart and she's a genius. And you tell her to shut up and don't ask questions. Meanwhile, you are making mistake after mistake after mistake in front of your child, and she can't have a conversation about it with you. Meanwhile, you're telling your child, hey, take care of your little brother. I got shit to do. What? Really? Okay. She gonna go look for a home, right? And then when she go look for that home with that man, then you're gonna put him on social media and blast him. But none of y'all gonna ask that mama, hey, you talk to your daughter? See, y'all ain't gonna do that. Believe women. Not over here at Coin Gang. Everybody gets held accountable. Men, women, children, babies, government, systems, philosophy, dogma, God, everybody. If it's not right and exact, it ain't right and exact. If I come to you with a message that ain't right and exact, tell me, Ken, this ain't it. And I'll end this shit and try again tomorrow. Period. Because it's all about personal development. And it's all about us changing our thinking about things. Some days you just don't got it. Right? Some days you just don't got it. Right? Jordan missed game winners. It happens. Right? But in the path, in the road to self-mastery, we got to be honest. Right? We be capping. Acting like we don't know what's what. And what we do is we use situations like this to blow off steam. You don't know if this was racist. You ain't caring either. You just wanted a reason to blow off steam. Right? And this is why they don't elevate critical thinkers. Because critical thinking would have been like, man, listen, you got a job you got to go to in the morning. What are you doing? You got a test that you need to study for. What are you doing? And going out, being crazy for a weekend, trying to protest does not supersede the rest of your life. See, ain't nobody going to tell you that. Yeah. Go out, crash out, young blood. Yeah, ride for what you believe in. Really? But then when you throw your life away because you're not critical thinking, they ain't got nothing for you, yo. Let me tell you something, man. If no one ever told you, people love to see other people crash out, right? And they'll make it seem like what you're doing got some type of higher calling to it. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you the highest calling that you have in your life right now. Let me tell you. Man, woman, child, I don't care who you are, married, whore, whoever. The highest calling you got in your life is your vision board. And you doing what you said you was going to do for yourself, man. Right? Can't get this time back. Don't let these people trick you. Don't let these people finesse you. Not me, not nobody. You better apply these ways of thinking to every situation. Critically think about what I talk about, right? Don't just ride the bandwagon. Critically think, am I right and exact? And if I'm not, put it on the wood and make me get better. Do that for everybody, right? Okay. So it dismisses and allows us to discern if what they're telling us is true or not. This is carried out through the use of deduction, conclusions based on available facts, induction, deduction based on a generalization, and abduction, most probable conclusion. Okay. A study in Cambridge University Press found that critical thinking could be useful to improve our lives, whether to work on a personal level than having a higher IQ. Let me read that again. A study published in Cambridge University Press found that critical thinking could be more useful to improve our lives, whether at work or on a personal level, than having a high IQ. Critical thinking characteristics, pay attention, because some of y'all have these characteristics. Being analytical and thoughtful, being wary of rumors and information of dubious origin, forming your own criteria and avoiding echoing others. This is totally me. Wondering what, how, and why, being able to differentiate reason from emotion, totally me. Frequently questioning their beliefs and those of others, me. Build your own knowledge, me. I'm that. But I use all these, but I'm definitely that. I'm just not going with a lot of shit, right? And I'm willing to be called names because I just ain't going, right? I think a lot of people's thoughts are meh, right? And people have not sat with their ideals, period, right? I'll be honest with you. Manosphere thoughts, divestment thoughts, all of these thoughts, like people haven't sat with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is not personal development. It's entertaining as hell. You know what I mean? Uh Me in Sunday school. Who made God? He always been here. Shut up. Not shut up, but yeah, just pray on it. Okay. Me as 9, 10 years old in Sunday school. But doesn't everything have a creator? Yeah, but just God was always here. So me being my analytical thinking self that I was, I'm like, what, how, and why? Why does God need me to be here? For what? For what? If you don't praise God, the rocks are going to cry out. I'm like, damn, this dude got a big ass ego. Like, yo, so God was just hella bored and was like, yo, let me make something to praise me and worship me, even when I make their life bad, right? Job, you're minding your business, right? Here, this is critical thinking. Yo, you're minding your business, right? God and the devil is talking and be like, yo, I bet I can flip your man. No, you can't. But doesn't God already know the answer already, right? Because God is all knowing, right? And God and the devil, the Satan is, going to and fro, making mischief, right? He's like, yo, I bet you I can flip your man. And Job loses everything. For what? Now, the emotional component is be like, yo, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Come on, fam. That's not something that I think I want to be a part of. Like, yo, you just picked on me, bro. You just took all my shit. For what? Yeah, just so I could see if you was down with me or not. How is that not a toxic relationship? Now, if I was to do that same thing to a woman right now, right? A woman that loves me, she's down with me, she's riding with me, right? And I just ruin her life, right? I make her live through hell, right? For no reason. I emotionally abuse her, physically abuse her, right? I put her down, I call her names, you know what I'm saying? I make her lose weight, I'm making her hair go, she's going bald, all because I just wanted to be like, I just wanted to see if he was a rider. I just wanted to see if he was going to deny me or not. If I did that to a woman, the same way that your belief in God and Job, if I did that to the same thing, you would say that I am toxic. Or if I told you that I was going to sacrifice my child, like Abraham was going to sacrifice his child, you would call CPS on me. But because it's mythology and religion, we turn off our brain. But what I'm doing right now is critical thinking. It is not to bash anyone's belief, but you have to apply some critical thinking in your belief. At least make your belief evidence-based, right? The reason why you want to do that is for the sake of your child. Because if you don't make what you believe in evidence-based, people are going to be able to finesse your boy and your girl. Understand, cult is short for culture. They're going to be a part of someone's culture, whether that's red bill culture, nature boy culture, conscious community culture, divestment culture. There's so many different cultures. The word in it, in the middle of it, is cult. And they're going to be riding, right? Riding for people that they don't even know is right and exact. And if they're especially easy on the eyes and very charismatic, it's a wrap. So train your children in the art of thinking. Play thinking games. There's a game I used to do with my son where I would take cards, right? And I would just flip them over, right? I'll start out with 2 cards, flip them over. Then I'll pick them up. All right, what was it? And he'd be like, it was 4 of spades, right? What was the other one? 4 diamond. All right, I pick the cards back up. Then I come with 3 next time. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Then I'll make them remember. Look real quick, then I'll pick them up. All right, tell me what they were. Right? I will go up to 12 and 13 and 14 and 20 to build his memory. Right? I would just lay the cards out. Blah, 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 blah. All right, and then I'll pick them up. All right, tell me which one. Tell me everything you've seen. Then I would say, tell me them all in order. Right? To open up the master key system. All right? Talk to your children. We post a lot of babies dancing online. Let me tell you something. I don't need to see another dancing baby. I really don't. Right? I want to see babies doing math. You know what I'm saying? I'm all danced out. I seen Michael Jackson. I seen Chris Brown. I seen Fred Astaire. I seen Gregory Hines and Savion Glover. I do not need to see nobody else dance. I'm serious, man. I want to see some astrophysicists. You know what I mean? I want to be in a position if a kid comes to me and I can fund it. Like, what do you want to be? Yo, a marine biologist, bet. A paleontologist, bet. An archaeologist, bet. Right? And coming from the communities that you're coming from, yo, they're digging bones out the ground all day. They're digging bones out the ground all day, right? And they're labeling these bones whatever they want. And if you don't like what they're labeled, if you don't like the way that history is going, encourage your child to get in some of those sciences. Basketball is covered. Football is covered, right? They're bringing old bones, millions of years old, out of the ground, and they get first dibs to say what they are, right? If they find a lost civilization right now, millions of years old, you're going to be sick if you don't like what they call it and you don't like how they describe the people. You can't be sick, right? You can't be. Right? Because you didn't encourage the youth to go into that direction. Hell, you don't even care about paleontology, most of you. You don't care about archaeology, right? You don't care about astrotheology or astrophysics. You're not into stuff like that because it doesn't require dancing and music, right? I'm telling you right now, like, you want to limit your hip hop ears and your R&B ears. If you're not going to ride in a car to an audiobook, if you're not going to ride into a car of lectures or academic debates, just ride quiet. Not everything in moderation. I like a good tune here and there, but I'm saying, though, like, peel back from that. Because the music is definitely dumbing your critical thinking skills down. The hurts got you messed up. That's a different conversation. Maybe we'll talk about that this week, right? How the hurts is throwing people off. Yeah, I do that too. I just look like this. You don't know what I know. Concrete thinking. Concrete thinking is based on what can be seen, heard, and felt in the present. It is also called literal thinking, and it focuses on physical objects and exact interpretations. There's scientific evidence that states this type of thinking can be beneficial to empower some people. Research published in behavioral therapy showed that it can reduce the number of intrusive memories in people with jobs that expose them to traumatic experience. What are the characteristics of concrete thinking? It focuses on what the senses perceive in the here and now, and it's focused on the present, and it uses very little mental processing. I think that people should definitely tap and dive into more concrete thinking. The reason why is because many people living in the present, you are masters of the past, and you're throwing your present life away because you're talking about things from 1700, 1800. Meanwhile, you was born in 1984, 1990, 1995, and your time is now. Focus on the here and now, right? Focus on the here and now. My ancestors, my ancestors, my ancestors. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you are the ancestors. You're so busy talking about ancestors and you don't know you're them. How's that possible, Ken? Well, the younger people and people not even born yet, who are they going to call an ancestor? People from 5,000 years ago or you? They're going to look at your work. They're going to look at your lives, your marriages. They're going to look at all the podcasts. They're going to look at all the videos, all the beef. And at this pace, them people are going to curse us. Look at how we handle conflict, right? We yell in the phone to a person, then we got their number, right? We're looking at women. We're calling them strags, right? We're calling them names. That's, you can laugh now. Them babies gonna be adults, right? And they gonna give out report cards. It's funny now. Fresh and Fit is funny now. All that's funny now, right? It's funny now. But is it funny when you're an ancestor? And is it funny when the kids got to clean up things that we didn't handle? Is it funny still? Because the only thing that counts when you die is what people thought of you. We can do all the flexing, all the games, all the play. I'm with you. I got it. Sometimes I'm down to stand on the club couch, right? And do the Dougie, you know what I'm saying, with the bottle in my hand and stanky leg and Cupid shuffle and electric slide and cat daddy and what else? And the butterfly and the pancake bounce and the cabbage patch and what else? And turfing and the robot. And yeah, it's all good, right? But the only thing that counts when you die is what people thought of you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what true death is. True death is nobody saying your name when you die. And at this pace, us millennials, yo, our creations is looking real bad. This is what we got to offer? Like, look at the podcast, yo. Look at the blogs, right? Look at the panels. This is our offering to the world. This is our ancestral offering because we are the ancestors. Now, if you compare the ancestral offerings of people now to the ancestral offerings of people 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago, 5,000 years ago, people built pyramids, made Stonehenge, built mounds, philosophy, right? The art of war, Tao Te Ching, the I Ching, got Plato's Republic, Aristotle wrote books. You got Hermes Trismegistus. You got Sojourner Truth. You got Gandhi. You got Albert Einstein. You got Nikola Tesla, right? You got Isaac Newton. You got Michelangelo. You got Queen Xinga, right? You got Muhammad. You got Jesus, right? You got St. Augustus, St. Maurice, right? You got Genghis Khan, right? You got all these people, whether through war, through philosophy, through song, Beethoven, right? You got the Wright brothers, okay? You got Benjamin Banneker, you got George Washington Carver, right? Whether it was war, whether it was finance with Adam Smith and the Wealth of Nations. Yo, by the way, I do this too. Yo, you don't know what I know, right? Right? You got Albert Pike, Morals and Dogma. You got Madame Blavatsky, The Secret Doctrine, right? All these are public works, whether it was war, whether it was science, whether it was finance, okay? Now compare those people's public works to modern people. So if you take the podcast and you put it on the table with Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, doesn't stand up, yo. The podcast don't stand up, right? If you take the Bible and the Quran, you put it on the table with what people are writing now, the Bible and the Quran win, right? Whether you agree with the Bible and the Quran, whether it's the theology, at least they come with a way for a man or a woman to change their lives, right? What is the podcast talking about? Dating and sex and pump and dump. And so you got things that are 2,000 years old that is killing shit right now. Hell, I can go get 90s albums and I'll put them on the table with music now, doesn't stand up. So that tells me that people are on the decline creatively. There used to be mystery schools where people would come together to talk about the nature of the universe, right? So deep in modern times is conspiracy theories. Oh yeah, Bohemian Grove, right? That's deep. Deep prior was Pythagoras Mystery School. Do you know to get in his mystery school, right? You had to be quiet for 3 years and you were being vetted, you were being followed. You had to be quiet for 3 years. You couldn't talk, right? Do you know men in ancient times, people went to Babylon, people went to Greece, people went to Egypt. Do you know men at that time traveled the world not for women, for knowledge? Now you got dudes and yeah, man, I'm about to go to another country to find a woman. Damn, bro, you ain't going for no knowledge. Bro, you ain't going for no knowledge. You ain't going to Brazil to go to the Amazon, my G. You ain't going to Brazil to learn capoeira, bro. Ancient healing techniques. You know how old those people are? Damn, bro, you ain't going to Puerto Rico to study the Taino? Damn, what happened to people? Yo, where the students at? I'm Rushak or Poppy. I'm down with both. We can build and do drugs later. I'm playing, but I'm not. Because y'all judgmental. So I'm not. I'm lying. I'm capping. I think I'm capping. Right? But men used to travel the known world for scrolls, man, and treasure. The fountain of youth. Men traveled the world for knowledge. They left their family. Some never came back for knowledge. Men travel the world now for women. You go to these countries, you don't even sightsee. Damn. And you women, Lord of mercy. You got all this freedom, right? You got all this freedom. And the only thing you can think of is twerk. I'm so twerked out. Like, I just want to see women's teeth. Like, do not take another picture from the side. I'm talking about unlocking the master key, fam. That's your mind and your thinking. I do not care about the ass no more. I'm so like, dude should be numb to women's beauty at this point. Like, yo, damn, show me another magic trick, baby. Where your books at? Where your books at? Where your books at? Your hoeing ain't even right, right? Your girls' trips ain't right. You ain't hoeing on a hike. Impress me. Climb that mountain with your sneaky link and get it popping in nature on top of the mountain. Miami is played. Vegas is played. Meh. You ain't even, your hoeing is not even nerdy. This is regular sex in regular hotels. Put a Ouija board on the bed and have sex. Have sex in the Natural History Museum. Go to Mount Rushmore. Go to the Grand Canyon or Sedona. Like, do people even still have picnics? Yo, what's popping? I'm just saying. Men and women at this point is in the mud. We're on a decline creatively. We don't think. You got people right now. Yeah, I ain't messing with nobody that's 9 to 5. Hey, am I lying? Put in the chat right now if rich people are looking real regular. All this capping about not being part of the 9 to 5 world, but the rich are looking hella regular. First of all, y'all all look the same. Everybody's the same car, same bundles, same belts. Like, I thought Rich was cool before. Rich looks very average. like 9 to 5 people look more wavy than rich people. At least 9 to 5 people are taking risks. 9 to 5 people, you know what, saving up their money for that one vacation to take a different type of trip. All the rich people doing the same shit. Messing with the same chick. Messing with the same dude. Everybody got the same haircut. Everybody got the same jewels. Everybody do the same shit. I thought we wanted to get rich so we could be nerds. I thought being rich so we could be different. Everybody looks the same. What is the purpose of the money? Yeah. I just, oh my God, he brought his woman a car. I ain't see a nigga give a woman a book yet. I ain't see a rapper or a celebrity build their wife a library yet. What is we doing? We got to unlock the master keys. That is the mind, yo. Let me tell you something. When I touch my first M, you're going to call me weird. I'm letting you know that off rip. I'm going to be in the jungle. Not like Nature Boy either. I'm going to be in the jungle, right? Learning about plants. Yo, this Ken is weird, yo. He let his beard grow. Yeah, because I'm out of the financial matrix now. Now I can be what I really want to be, which is a nerd. I want to read books, do drugs, have sex, draw, watch movies, laugh, travel. Do drugs. What do you think? I want to be sober? No. I'm on ayahuasca. I'm doing everything. I'm officially out of the matrix. What do you think I'm doing this for? Hey, what the hell? I'm doing the best drugs money can buy. Ayahuasca, tripping, getting in touch with ancestors, my mom and them. I'm gonna cry on my trips. Create music, build orphanages and shit. Like, yo, what do you think this is? I'm not getting the money to be around one type of people either. I'm being around some nerds that have different kind of conversations. That was my rant. Abstract thinking. Abstract thinking is the ability to understand real concepts. This is what I do, right? Abstract ministry. That's what Coin Gang is. Abstract thinking is the ability to understand real concepts that aren't related to experiences in physical objects, such as love, morals, and hopes. Abstract thinking is the ability to understand real concepts that aren't related to experience in physical objects, such as love, morals, and hope. In the same way, it allows to absorb information from our senses and associate it with the world in general. It's often said that humorists are experts in this type of thinking, as they observe their surroundings, detecting incongruities and absurdities, which they turn into jokes with surprising associations. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if you ever hang with me, I have a very twisted sense of humor. I laugh at things that are very inappropriate. Let you know right now. I laugh at things that are like, wow, Ken, that's messed up. That ain't. It's funny though. It's funny. My brain goes to very twisted places. This is what it is, right? I'm connected to the world, but I'm not, right? And I wake up every day to check if a solar flare is going to burn the whole world up. And when I see that it doesn't, I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go to work. Right? But if I caught wind that the world was going to end in like a month, I would not be tripping. I'll be like, it's a good ride. Right? I'm going to die high for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not connected to this. Right? I'm not trying to save the planet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to. No, I'm trying to be the best version of me. And if that makes the world better, cool. Cool. Right? It's not my fight though. Right? My community is people that I personally love and enjoy. Right? My community is people that have my number. Is the entire world my community? No. Right? That's abstract shit. No. Right? So, Pete, it also has been shown that people with professions related to science promote this way of thinking when carrying out arts and craft projects. Something similar happens with optical illusions. A study published in the Journal of Microbiology and Biology Education found that using art and photographs with optical illusions could serve as training for students to help them see things different ways. This trait is key in abstract thinking. I hope y'all identify what kind of primary mind a lot of y'all have. Main characteristics of abstract thinking. These people stand out for the following: focusing on real concepts, but not ones associated with physical objects or experiences, allowing you to think abstractly and therefore to create ideals that aren't concrete, stimulating imagination, creation, and innovation. Definitely me. I wish I could tell you the things that are in my brain. I can't. I just can't. Promoting deep reflection, being flexible, and encouraging discussion. Definitely me. I'm a spectrum of all these. Here's divergent thinking. I'll put this article in the chat too so you can peep it. Divergent thinking, also known as lateral thinking, is a cognitive process that allows you to generate creative ideals through exploration of many possible solutions. You can gather data and facts from various sources and then apply logic, solve the problem, and make decisions. Let me also say this: there's a talking point that goes around that says men are logical. That's not true. Logic is the art of thinking. To think about thinking. Okay? There's this weird talking point that men are just born logical. When you mess up the rainforest and the ozone layer and the sea, and you shit where you eat, that is not thinking about thinking. Okay? So many men are more emotional than they are logical. Okay? And this is another thing. We say emotion, a person is emotional, right? We never say what kind of emotion. Anger is emotion, right? Being mad is an emotion. So when women display feelings or they cry, oh, stop being emotional, right? But guys show emotions every single day. It's anger and it's mad, right? Jealousy is emotion. You know what I'm saying? So logic is the art of thinking. To think about thinking. To think about a thought. That's logic. You have to be trained to be logical. You're not born logical. okay? Unless you're just some savant. But you have to be trained in that kind of thought. It's not up for grabs for everybody. It doesn't work like that, okay? All right, you can gather data and facts from various sources. Divergent thing is also one kind of. Now, although it's true that it starts from one common point, it then moves in many directions that allows it to consider many different aspects and perspectives. The reason why I'm showing you this is because the people that run the world, billionaires, dictators, people in powerful positions, this is the way they think, and it's very different from the public. Okay, however, a study in the Journal of the Royal Society of Medicine found that it can deteriorate with age and that children between 10 and 15 of age stand out the most in this type of thinking. Now, this is divergent thinking. Anybody with between 10 and 15-year-old, this is you. This is your babies right here. Also known as lateral thinking. It is a cognitive process that allows you to generate creative ideals through exploration of many possible solutions. You can gather data and facts from various sources and then apply logic, solve the problem, and make decisions. So these children 10 to 15, well, they babies to me, 10 to 15, that's the area that they most likely thrive in, divergent thinking. What are the characteristics? Promoting creativity and originality, moving in different directions to find the best solution, offering new ways to solve problems or approaches. Convergent thinking, unlike the previous one, convergent thinking unites several perspectives and in an organized and logical way is able to obtain a single answer. Generally, this focuses on a finite number of solutions rather than multiple ones. In addition to this, it doesn't require creativity, so it might not be the best choice when it comes to solving complex problems that require innovation. Ultimately, convergent thinking uses established procedures along with memory to arrive at the correct answer. Characteristics of convergent thinking: seeking to find the correct answer to a problem, using a specific and conventional method, approaching problems logically. Sequential thinking, and it's one more. This way of thinking refers to the ability to process information in an orderly and linear fashion. It is a step-by-step progression where the answer of one step must be obtained in order to continue. Characteristics of sequential thinking is based on logic. It emphasizes methodology. It seeks to find a solution to a problem. The elements that make up the problem are analyzed. It doesn't create any unexpected responses. And lastly, holistic thinking. Holistic thinking it contrasts the previous one. Holistic thinking allows you to see the big picture and recognize the connections that exist between the components that make up a system. Because of this, the process goes in different directions in order to understand and detect the patterns of the system. Characteristics of holistic thinking: it helps you to obtain an overview of a complex system. It analyzes reality. It analyzes reality globally. The system is broken down into individual details. Man, very important for you to understand what kind of thinker you are. And I will post that link right after this.
What's good, y'all? Make sure you get my latest ebook, Dealings Over Feelings Part 2. You can't serve two masters. You either dealing or you're feeling, but you can't do both.
That is my last ebook. I'm currently working on Dealings Over Feelings Part 3. So if you don't have Part 2 or Part 1, grab those ASAP. But you can grab Part 2 in the chat right now. And Dealings Over Feelings Part 3 will be out shortly. Working on it right now. Definitely already a classic. I can feel it. But here goes the link to that article if you're curious and interested in finding out what kind of thinker you are. Right? So we're talking about unlocking the master key. What is that? That is the ability to think. Okay? The ability to think. That's important because a lot of people don't know that you have an alternative to your feelings. You don't have to feel the way you're feeling about things. Okay? You can sidestep that. So I want to talk to you about divorcing a thought. Okay. So a lot of times when I'm talking from a divorced perspective. That means that I'm not attached to my ideals. Because if you come with new information that are better than my ideals, I will take on your ideology if it works. So I'm able to divorce certain thought processes, right? I'm able to put something down. So if you do something to me, I'm able to put the moment down and I'm able to audit it and look at it. And I'm asking myself, why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? Right? Do I choose to be hurt in this moment? Do I choose to be offended in this moment? I remove the power away from you and ask myself, why am I in my feelings right now? Right? I don't have to feel how I'm feeling about the situation. I don't have to think about this situation the way that I'm thinking about it. I can sidestep my pain, right? So I can disassociate from myself and look at myself and be like, Ken, why do you feel like that? Right? Maybe that person didn't mean it like that. That's important because when you come from certain environments, I wish a person would culture, or you're looking for to be offended. You're looking for somebody to play you. You're looking for somebody to say the wrong things to you so you could go upside their head. Go ahead if you want to, right? They're giving out real time for assault. The prisons are keeping all their violent offenders. So go ahead and mess your life up because you want to keep it real. You have associated putting your hands on people or cussing somebody out with adult behavior. Adult behavior here at Coin Gang is, let me divorce myself from this moment so I can look at it for what it is. Now, if you do that and you come back that they was trying to play you, pop off. Nah, but I'm trying to keep you out of trouble, right? But a lot of relationships will go further too if you would divorce your feelings or yourself from your feelings. You don't have to be offended by that, right? You got a new hairstyle and your husband or your man didn't notice it, and you automatically get angry. Why? Right? What if it's the day that his mom died that day, right? And he's thinking about it. Or what if today is a day that he's just super in thought, right? See, you're gonna distort his not noticing your hair and put something on it that doesn't need to be there. That's not the master key system. The master key system is grace. The master key system is, you know what? Damn, my baby he ain't really talk to me today. Let me not make it about me today. Let me find out what's on beloved's mind. Hey, you cool? I just see you a little distant today. Put your hair to the side. Put your need for attention to the side. See what's up with him, right? Maybe he's going through something. Maybe he has a health issue that he hasn't shared with you. Maybe today is the anniversary of a dead loved one. Maybe he is just in thought because he's under pressure on ways he's going to lead his family. And a lot of times in this scenario, a lot of women push their man outside the home, right? You just gotta pick, right? Now, some dudes have different behavior when they go outside the home. Some dudes go see another woman. Some dudes go rob, right? Some dudes drink themselves to death. You don't know what's going on with that man, right? Yeah, I understand you want to be noticed for your hair. I understand a dude that wasn't even your husband. He told you you look all good. Let me tell you something about that. It's easy to tell you look good when I ain't got no responsibilities with you. Of course he said you look good, right? Y'all ain't going through nothing together, right? Because he can have a moment with you and take off. He doesn't have no attachments with you. So of course he sees you. See? Your interpretation of that is off. You're interpreting like, oh, this guy's so interested in me. Of course, I'm interested in people I ain't got no responsibilities with too. It's easy. yeah, baby. You look so good. You look so good. You're so bad. You smell good. And what you'll do is you'll put your man under pressure. Yes, but that guy doesn't even know me, and he told you that, right? But is that guy going to funerals with you? Is that guy raising children with you? Is that guy going through life's ups and downs with you, right? Is that guy with you when your mom died? Is that guy with you when you lost your job? Be careful, right? So you want to divorce your ideals, those ideals, and step away from them so you can see them clear, right? If a woman is in a relationship and she's like, babe, I just need more, right? I just don't want to be a mom. I just don't want to be a wife. I want to be more. And you're a dude and you take that personal, you need to divorce yourself from that. Has nothing to do with you, right? You got to understand something, yo. When you're a woman, the world doesn't remember people's wives, right? So I can understand if a woman gets to a point and she's like, yo, I just want something else attached to me, something else that I've done besides make my husband a sandwich and have birth. Now, some women is cool with that, some aren't, right? And you sign up for things young and you don't know the full meaning of it. You know what I'm saying? So in that situation, the man should give the woman grace because it's not about you. You know what I'm saying? It's not about you. So you should give the woman more grace. Everybody needs to extend more grace. And the way you do that is by coming out of binary thinking. So for many of you, there's nothing wrong with your aim. You just have to change the target. Nothing wrong with your aim. You have to change the target. Okay. Oh, real quick. I missed something. What do y'all see here? Does it look like they're enjoying yourself or themselves? What do you think? They on the PJ, you know what I'm saying? Something in the cup, you know what I mean? Chilling. Bro got his watch, you know what I mean? She got something sexy on, right? I'm about to show you binary thinking at its finest right now. But I need somebody in the chat real quick. What do you see? This is not even mental gymnastics. Be honest. What do you see? I see, wave, you know what I'm saying? Doing their thing. They young, you know what I mean? Toasting. Who knows what they toasting over, you know what I'm saying? Could have got the promotion, you know what I'm saying? Could be anniversary. Right? Now, when I was growing up, I used to hear people say things like, God is good all the time. Have y'all ever said that? Have you ever heard that? You ever heard your mom and them say that? God is good all the time. Right? So in this situation, it looks like God is good, right? Right? God is good, right? All the time. Ain't that what they said? Ain't that what you learned? That God is good all the time? Because that's what I learned. God is good all the time. Not some of the time, all the time. Right? Looks like they chilling, right? God is good all the time, right? Is God still good? God is good all the time. That's what they said. God is good, right? Now, these men can be praying to the same shit and they're experiencing way different lives at the same time. This is what he doing. This is what he doing, right? God is good all the time, right? What y'all think? See, this is why it's important to get out of good and bad thinking and binary thinking, right? Because let me spin this real quick. This plane could crash, right? And he can find money 2 hours from now and it changes his life, right? The reason why I'm showing you these situations because it's the best of times and the worst of times for people simultaneously, and just like that, their life can change. Their plane could crash, right? She could survive and he don't. You know what kind of trauma that would give this woman, right? This man could be 1 week away from finding the love of his life. You don't know. So God ain't good or bad. It just is. Life just is. Right? Some days you feel pain, the next day you feel love. Right? The next day you're cool, the next day you're happy. The next day you're sad, the next day you're mad, right? We experience so much in life. It's never one thing. It's never two things. It's all things combined in one moment. Open up your master key system so you don't get caught in the world of good and bad. It's all things. It's good, bad, it's nice, it's ugly, it's dope, it's trifling, it's everything at one time. Right? Who's really the rich man and who's really the poor man? This dude right here can die in 3 months because he got cancer, right? This dude right here win the lottery, right? And just like this dude be this dude in 1 year, and this dude can be this dude in 1 year. Is God good or bad? Neither. Just is. The universe is not good or bad. It just is. The universe doesn't care about you. The universe does not love you. The universe doesn't want things for you. The universe is going to obey laws. So if you're able to push certain commandments toward the universe, it's only going to return to natural law. Right? It's only going to return thought force. Nothing wrong with your aim. You just got to change the target. The reason why this tree is about to fall is because this person keeps hitting the tree in one spot over and over and over and over again. Okay? So the universe don't give a damn about me or you. But what it will respond to is thought force coming in a particular direction over and over and over and over again. Okay? So things in your life, in activating your master key system, you activate it by hitting this in the same spot every single day. Now, what I want you to do is try to see that conceptually, right? Push out your thought into the area where you want over and over and over and over again. That's what the universe is going to deliver back to you. That's what God is going to deliver back to you. That's what the devil is going to deliver back to you. These things are forces and they respond to thought. So wherever you and I are at in our life, we are there just like this tree is, from something being aimed over and over and over again. And that's our thought. Be careful what you do to with your thought, man. Each one of us, our thought is aimed in particular areas every day, every week, every month, every year. And then we don't know why we're at where we're at. And we think it's God picking on us, right? Or the universe doesn't love us. These are ideals, man. They don't love you or hate you. What they do is respond to you. You keep chopping, you keep directing that one thought into that one place, and what you're looking for begins to open up. ownership, right? We talk a lot about ownership. We talk about what we own and what we don't own and who owns this and who owns that, right? I've heard people say, we don't own anything, right? If you don't own anything, how does this exist? Open up your master key. If you don't own anything, how does this exist? I know exactly what I'm saying, and I'm saying it right. How does this exist if you don't own anything? Are they really the owners or are you the owner? I need an intelligent person in the chat to decode what I'm saying. What am I actually saying? How is Hollywood able to do what they're doing if you don't own anything? Don't you own Hollywood? Anybody care to tell me how you own Hollywood? How you have massive amounts of stakes in Hollywood, shares in Hollywood? Because you tell me we don't own it. Yeah, you do. Keep telling y'all I got the smartest people. I keep telling y'all I got the smartest people. Shout out to Darrell. You own Hollywood. Shout out to Joanna. Attention. The reason why the master key system is messed up for many people is because the attention. Look at this tree again. This person keeps hitting this tree in the same spot every single day. What do you mean you can't find a good man? Huh? The earth produces good men, or the earth produces men. It's billions of them. Where's your thought force going? What do you mean, bro, you can't get a raise? What do you mean you can't get no money? Conceptually, look at this tree. Imagine your thought just hitting it. Bang, bang, bang. The same spot every single day. Because guess what? Your thought hits this every single day. People want to be entertained. You have mad ownership. Oh, there's no black owners in the NFL. There's no Mexican owners in the NFL. No women, no minorities. You own the NFL? Don't you need to tune in for it to work? Oh, man, they keep poisoning us. They keep poisoning us. They're putting the guns, they're putting the drugs in. Huh? How does it land in your hands? Let's go back to the tree. Where is your thought force going? Right? You know that if you don't drink this, then they go out of business, right? You know if you don't buy the product, then they have to make adjustments to see why you don't like it. And they have to bend to your will. You know this, right? Oh, they keep teaching our kids bullshit in school. You know your kids don't have to be there, right? You know that if you put pressure on them, they're going to teach what you say, right? Yo, if you haven't learned yet that the most expensive commodity right now is attention. Attention, attention, attention. Do you know why? This is the etymology of the word attention. A given heed, active direction of the mind upon some object or topic. Attention is mental, right? So when something has your attention, it's fuel, right? Because your attention comes from mind. So when you have a person's attention, you can feed off of it and grow, right? When you put your attention on something in the world, it grows because attention comes from a real place. It comes from human mind. Anything humans pay attention to, it comes alive. The moment humans take their attention away from something, it ceases to exist. Everything you hate and dislike about the world is because you pay attention to it or others do. The moment that you pay or you take your attention away, it doesn't exist no more. There is no Allah if no one pays attention to it. There is no Yahweh if no one pays attention to it. Everything is about attention. Attention comes from the human mind. We can kill things with lack of attention, and we can resurrect it with attention. The master key system is knowing how to think. The master key system is knowing what to do with your attention. If you want to destroy anything in this life, you starve it. You take your attention away from it. Because things feed off human attention. Because your attention or your mind is connected to something off planet. Mind is not of the earth. It's actually extraterrestrial. It's off planet. Body is on planet. Mind is somewhere else. So when you give your attention, you are drawing energy from somewhere else and applying it to things on this planet, objects or topics or people, and you're activating it. You remember your baby? Look, mommy, look, I'm riding a bike. What happens if you don't look at your child? Right? What happens when the woman says, baby, I got nails and I got hair. You know, I look nice. You didn't give me a compliment. Because attention is something. Right? Attention is a real thing. And when something is missing attention, it dies. Right? So the master key system is not just how to think about something or activating the mind. The master key system is being able to be in control of thought and focusing the thought into direction, into places where we want to grow. Right? Focus thought. Exactly how this person is hitting this tree over and over again. Right? A lot of people, I want to get rich. I want to get rich. I want to find love. I want to own a house. That's not true. Because if you did, you wouldn't think about nothing else. If you really wanted to find a man, that's all you would think about. If you really wanted to find a woman, that's all you would think about. Oh man, I gotta leave the country to find a good woman. Sir, you're not thinking about good women. You're not. Right? Your attention is not on good women. Right? Because if it was, I wouldn't see some of your pictures when y'all come back from overseas with some of the women y'all laid up with. Stop the cap. Your attention shows us otherwise. Right? But in all seriousness, the power of thought, the power of thinking, what one thought could do. If this person right here can bang this axe in one spot over and over and over again, and it can begin to chip away the bark and the layers of this tree, right? And he conquered a tree, or she conquered a tree, and this tree falls. What can a thought do in one place over and over and over and over and over again? Right? You want to activate the master key system. Okay, so Sunday back at it with our week 2 masterclass, how to body back builds. You know what I'm saying? If anybody's is curious how it went, just ask some of the people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no yes men or yes women, so they're gonna give you the real. And the way that you check that out is you become a member on Facebook, YouTube, or go to kenbillions.com and you can be a member. But I wanted to tell you something. We lean in real quick. You don't have to believe in X-Men anymore. You don't have to believe in Spider-Man or DC. You don't have to ask and wonder anymore, is there superheroes among us? You don't have to wonder, is there people on the planet with superhuman ability? Because you're looking at a superhero. The difference is, I'm just a nigga with waves. Take care of yourself and each other. My name is Ken Billions.
The reason why you down, cause somebody stole something from you. They stole your creativity. They stole your innocence. They stole your ability to dream. Well, I came to help you dream again. I came to help you get them dreams back. So you can start using your mind, changing your reality based on your thoughts. The struggle is in your mind, bro. The struggle is in your mind, girl. You can't be a victim in this life. You gotta go get yours. The universe is abundant. Everything on this planet is made to serve you. They got you distracted, thinking everything you need is outside of yourself. But that's the trick right there. I came to wake you up. I came to remind you. I came to tell you that the God that you're looking for is in the mirror. All you gotta do is all you gotta do is have audacity. I want you to dream. I want you to think outside the box. I want you to know there ain't no ceiling. The things that you believe changes your genetic code. You are your thoughts. You picked this life before you came here. So now it's about you turning that tragedy into triumph. The struggle is real, baby. It's all in your mind. All you gotta do is wake up.